Hey everybody. So got some really awesome news. I've been wanting to tell you this for a while, but haven't been able to just because of a few things. But anyway, early this year, HEIDI and ARCO at Minnesota Outlaw Customs, where I'm hoping to move to early next year, got invited to do a car build to go to Sema. If you're not 100% sure what Sema is, it's a massive trade show in Las Vegas for custom car parts. And like whatever you can imagine that you can buy for your car is probably there. It's all the new stuff, like all the new development with carburetors and fuel injection and engines and superchargers and turbos and wheels and tyres, you name it, it's there. Anything to do with building custom cars, it's there. And also all the major manufacturers are there with all their new gear, with all their new like trucks and cars and bits and pieces, and 90% of them are probably been modified, except for there's a few stock ones there to show what they are like, but a lot of stuff's been modified to show what's potential. But anyway, so yeah, they got invited to do a build for 2020. So that build can start in January, which is absolutely awesome. But what's really big for me is a few months ago, HEIDI and ARCO asked me to do a couple ideas of drawings, because I've always drawn cars. I wouldn't say I'm the best drawer of cars, like I'm not Fooz's level, but also I don't draw very often. Like I'll get the pencils out once every probably every 6 months and draw something when I get in the mood or when I get time, or I haven't drawn a lot since I was a kid really, but I still draw. But anyway, because they knew I could draw cars, because I've done a couple little bits and pieces for them before, they asked me to draw up a couple of ideas, so they gave me 2 or 3 ideas of what they wanted, what they thought they might build earlier on. This is a few months ago, probably 3 or 4 months ago. So I whipped up a couple of drawings of some bits and pieces they thought that they had an idea for. So they took that away and had a look, and obviously thought about things and whatever they what ARCO wanted to sort of build. He obviously had sort of something in his head, and they had somebody else that was obviously a fairly professional drawer draw up a drawing of a bit of a mix and mash of some of the ideas that they had, which sort of hard to say what it's loosely based on, but like a real sort of swoopy, sort of stretched out coupe, like sort of 30s sort of coupe, sort of not quite Lincoln Zephyr, but not quite what's that Bugatti that it's like a real rare Bugatti that's only like two, only like I don't think there's a real one exists. There's been copies made, sort of something like that, but a bit more, sleeked out and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, so this guy did a drawing and sent it to them, but there's a few things they just weren't 100% happy with. They didn't quite like some of the things that he did. And so anyway, they come back to me, since they knew I liked drawing cars. They said, "Oh, would I draw it?" And I said, "Yeah, no worries." So they sent me the picture that this guy had drawn, and I set to and redrew it and put my spin on it. And the few things that they didn't really like about his drawing, I changed to what they sort of wanted, and they loved it. So I scanned that and sent it to them. And then they blew it up in a massive poster. I'm not sure how big the poster is, but like a big poster. And then they also made quite a few postcard type size pictures of it, so they could take the Sema with them. I think quite a thousand or more, a couple of thousand possibly. They said they made a shitload of them. Anyway, so they took them all because like Sema is huge. Like when I mean huge, like there's 5 or 6 halls, and there's a few hundred vendors in each hall. And yeah, like the amount of money that's running around Sema is just insane. From some of the figures I've heard. But anyway, so yeah, they took all these cards and went to Sema to try and get sponsorship for a car, to help build it, like to get parts, game engines, wheels, whatever, chassis, like maybe an Art Morrison chassis or something, like, all those sorts of things. That's all sort of, they're looking for things to try and help build it, because we're trying to build an extreme high-end show car that can be driven there, because it's got to be driven there. That's one thing, it's got to be driven there from Minnesota for this competition they're in. So anyway, they went around there and they've got a bit of sponsorship, and they're still working on sponsorship, because it's still, like we're only a month later. So they're still getting phone calls, and they're still trying to work out what they want to get from who, but they've got a few bits and pieces, like they've got some tool sponsorship from some companies, I think a couple of companies, and I think they got a transmission from somewhere, and a few bits and pieces like that. I think they might be working on an engine to go with the trans, obviously. But yeah, like it's awesome, like it's super exciting. But yeah, like I never thought that one of my drawings that I'd done, let alone be built, but go to Sema. Like Sema's massive. Like that's the sorts of places, if you know, I mean, like Chip Foos, like like these the sort of guy that draws something out and takes it to Sema. Like not a little guy that's sitting in Tasmania, that's from New Zealand, that kicks around with a car in his shed, and then he can do a reasonable drawing of a car. Like I never thought that there'd be even a few hundred drawings of this would be floating around in somebody's hand around Sema, and now spread out around through the states, like if all these people still got this drawing. But anyway, when they were there, there's quite a few magazines there, and like media as well, like the Motor Trend channels there and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, they were talking to some guys from Drive magazine. I'll throw a couple of pictures up of their magazine, and they got sponsored. They've got an article in, pretty sure, January, magazine. So they're going to pop my drawing in there and some other stuff. I don't know what else, but yeah, like they're going to do an article on that, which is just huge. Like that's another, I don't know how many thousand copies of my drawing floating around. So like it's crazy, like what's going on. So we're super excited. It's just insane to think that something that I've drawn is going to be built and go to Sema. So yeah, like I'm super pumped to get to the States. So hopefully in the next 12 months it'll be pretty crazy. So keep watching the channel, because I'll put up as much stuff as I can. There is a couple other things going on in the background to do with this car and build and everything else, but I'm not allowed to say at the moment. But anyway, there's more news to come. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like 12 months ago, I never thought that anything like this was going to happen. So it's awesome. So keep watching. Cheers.